Okay, everybody, round one of the declutter videos. Who's ready for it? First drawer, I figured let's start with the primers. Outside of skincare, primer would be the first thing I put on my face, so that seems logically the best place to begin. And in my collection, my primers here share a drawer with concealers. Oh, isn't that gonna be a fun thing to declutter? Back to primers. This is our starting place. This has actually been decluttered one time before, very recently, when I switched things around in my storage. And looking at it again, I can see, yes, I've got more cuts to make, y'all. I haven't watched a lot of declutter videos, but I think I get the idea that you're supposed to get rid of stuff. You're supposed to end with less than what you started with. I've got a lot in here. Some new, some older. We're just going to go through it, talk about them, make some quick cuts or some keeps. And then I figure we'll check back in with the drawer and see how the keepers fit in here. And we'll also look at the pile of rejects. And as I keep doing these, it'll kind of take you through my storage and how that's going, how I've reorganized some things. And maybe a few things will change along the way if we get rid of a significant amount of makeup, you know. Next one, I might just go ahead and do concealer. My foundation is off in this particular drawer right here because this drawer has a lot of depth. And my foundations, you see which one I'm talking about here? This one right here. Foundations can actually stand up in that drawer. So that's pretty much the only face product that's living off in its own area there. Everything else, like down below here, I've got powders, bronzers, blushes. This is kind of like a face makeup station. Whew, a little bit dramatic this morning, aren't we? Yes, I'm using actually experimenting with this new Smashbox, the Create and Transform palette. So it's got a lot going on in here. I had a lot of things that I needed to be testing with that. I do like the way the eye look came out. It seems like definitely the type of thing I could have done with that Naked Heat palette as well. Kind of plummy, but a little bit coppery in there too. Anyway, this video is about primers, and I've got a whole bunch of primers sitting in front of me. So we're just gonna go through these. I'm gonna try to do this quickly. Just give you like some reasons why I'm either holding on to something or letting it go. I can tell you right now, things that I'm going to let go are going to be things that are too old. Like if I feel like it's been sitting around in my collection entirely too long, I'm going to get rid of it. If I know I just haven't been reaching for it at all, it's going to go. And if I feel like it's lost any sort of relevance in my collection where future reviews are concerned, that's the element of these declutters that may make it a little bit different than the average bear, you know, the average makeup using person out there. Because in some cases, I'm really interested in keeping something so I can use it in an upcoming video, so I can sort of keep it as a standard by which to compare another product. So certain things I'm going to feel like I need to keep here. Am I already trying to justify keeping a lot of this stuff around? First things first, I've got a couple of Elf primers here. I got the Elf Hydrating Primer and the Elf Poreless Primer. I happen to like both of these. The Hydrating Primer, I kind of like this even better than the Smashbox Hydrating Primer. This has worked really well for me. It says fills in fine lines and moisturizes with vitamins A, C, and E, so I am going to keep that around. The packaging's kind of bulky, especially for like laying in a drawer, but I'm gonna keep it. Poreless Face Primer, although it smells kind of like, I don't know, lemons and crayons mixed together. It really is a nice feeling primer. It's very, very smoothing. Oh, it feels so good when I put it on. I'm gonna have to keep that one as well. How about all these from Smashbox? I really tend to like a lot of the Smashbox primers, and I'm probably gonna be keeping like all of these because they're all fairly new. I like using them. I'm not going to declutter just for the sake of getting rid of something. Like I love the pore minimizing. As you can see, that one's a highly, highly used one. I like their regular photo finish from time to time. This is the new Radiance version, and that's new, so I'm going to need to keep that and keep using that a little bit. They have an SPF 20 primer, which I think is a brilliant idea because sometimes you want to use a moisturizer that doesn't contain the SPF, and you can't always count on a foundation to have SPF, but the primer's got SPF. Can your girl make a case for keeping primers around? Good Lord. The color correcting blend? Kind of want to keep that too. Ooh. This Physicians Formula, I can tell you right now, this is gonna go. I've already reviewed this cushion corrector and primer duo with the peach and lavender. I reached for this randomly not too long ago. It seemed way less juicy than it was at the start. And not to mention the fact that this product just kind of makes me roll my eyes. It does nothing. If you want a peachy, cushiony corrector, check out Wet n Wild, because this stuff just really didn't do anything for me. It's just cute. You know, it's adorable. It looks like the kind of quilt I might want on my toddler's bed, but beyond that, it's a no. These guys from Flower Beauty, the Erase Everything. I remember giving these products a really hard time in a video because they are basically like sheer, almost colorless products on the skin, and they're called Erase Everything. Like, what? They got this one called Sheer Tint, and it's absolutely nothing. There is no tint to it. And then Buff Tint has a little bit of color. These feel like extraordinary. They're really nice and smoothing on the skin, but I don't like the delivery method. I mean, it comes out through a little brush that you're never going to actually use to blend anything out. And I don't know, this stuff has kind of run its course in my collection by now. I've had it around long enough to know that I'm not reaching for it, so that's gonna go in the no pile. The no pile is much smaller than my keep pile currently. We gotta turn this thing around. Okay, got this Mally Perfect Prep Neutralizing Primer. This comes out as kind of a skin tone color. Feels really good. It honestly reminds me of a primer mixed with a little bit of foundation. I kind of want to keep that around. This Almay Smart Shade CC Luminous Primer. I remember really kind of going on a mission to get this stuff, and the more I've kind of used it, I've been sort of underwhelmed. Like, it is a little bit glowy, but it doesn't do quite enough for my skin. Like, if it's going to be a glowy primer, it's really got to go there for me, because you're putting foundation on top, right? The glowy primer's got to be pronounced enough to even be topped off with a foundation and still do something. Am I right? So I'm gonna have to let that one go. Here's another reason for getting rid of a product. You just kind of look at it and like glaze over, and it doesn't even excite you at all. You're just kind of like... The Jordana Prime No Pores Pore Refining Face Primer. I'll tell you a kind of primer that doesn't excite me at all. One that comes out and it's like white, and it's not particularly smoothing. It just feels exactly like moisturizer. Yeah, this one, no, it's gonna go. Maybelline Baby Skin reminds me a lot of like the original Smashbox Photo Finish, but I've had this entirely too long. I had a good run with this. You can see it's kind of been squeezed in there. It's gotten some use, yeah. Okay, NYX Pro Foundation Mixer. I'm not sure how this snuck into my collection. Hard Candy Sheer Envy Lift and Firm Primer. Used this recently to kind of remind myself what I thought about it. Didn't really notice any lifting and firming. If anything, it just kind of, I thought, made my foundation a little bit on the greasy side. I'm going to say goodbye to that one. You've had your chance. Now we've got Lancome La Base Pro. Little sample here. It looks like Smashbox Photo Finish. It feels a little more slippery than that, maybe. I'm gonna have to let that one go. I'm just not interested. Professional Matte Rescue. I don't know that I've ever reached for this. It's a big tube. Matte Rescue is your no filter mattifying, pore blurring, invisible finish. Kind of makes me interested now that I read the claims. Comes out looking kind of like a gel. In terms of the feel, it feels like one of those super duper, like, have you ever tried a really, really lightweight moisturizer? Is it mattifying? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This one's going to be on the bubble. At the end, we're going to make a determination judging by the amount of stuff I'm keeping and the amount I'm getting rid of. Let's set you off to the side here. Benefit Professional. Yes, definitely keeping this because I feel like a lot of primers come through my collection that I end up comparing to this one. So many things come out that are similar to this texture or consistency, like different kinds of pore filling primers. So I am going to keep that around. LA Girl Pro Prep High Definition Smoothing Face Primer. I haven't used this one much, but this one seems really close to Smashbox Photo Finish. Maybe I could do a primer dupe video. I think I'm gonna keep this one just because this is kind of new to me and I haven't used it quite enough yet. Man, this one's been used a lot. Makeup Forever, the smoothing primer. This one's really good. I remember it feeling like even just a little more rich than the Professional, but it's kind of similar. It's along those lines, but I'm gonna let this one go. I've had it for quite a while. Got a mattifying primer from Makeup Forever. I'm not really like super turned on by the idea of mattifying primers, so I'm gonna let that one go. But wait, I'm considering keeping this mattifying one. It must just be because there's a little detective on the outside of it. No, that Makeup Forever one has been sitting around too long in my collection. Then there's a hydrating one for Makeup Forever and a nourishing one. I believe the nourishing one actually feels a little bit richer than the hydrating. Yeah, I remember really liking that nourishing primer, but like I said, I think it's just been around too long in my collection and its time has come. It has to go. And then there's this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Primer. This is oil-free, poreless, skin perfecting serum primer. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna, whoa. That just shot out everywhere. I was gonna say I'm gonna try this out on my leg since I'm running out of arm space here. Ooh, it's very smoothing. It's kind of silky, but it looks very matte. My knee is super matte right now. I don't know. It's IT Cosmetics. I love IT Cosmetics stuff. I think I'm gonna put that in the maybe category as well. This Marc Jacobs Invisible Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer is a definite keep because I've barely used it. It's new and I want to try it some more. Yes, I'm keeping the Milk Blur Stick. Yes, I'm keeping the Milk Cooling Water, the mini sizes there, because now I'm getting reminded of something I wanted to do, a comparison of that, the cooling water with the Hard Candy Coconut Water Sheer Envy Primer Stick, and also the e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm. I thought that would be a good three-way review, but I'd kind of forgotten about it. Now I'm reminded of it. Two more primers here, and I kind of feel like they're maybe dupe type things for one another. The Tarte Clean Slate Smoothing Primer. This one really has a, I don't know, a filling type feel when you put it across your skin. It's very smooth. I've used this quite a bit. It has like a thick feel right off the bat, but then you blend it in across your skin and you're like, yes, this feels silky. And then Catrice, I have the Prime and Fine, and that has a really similar, like maybe not quite as thick feel right at the get-go, but I think a similar effect as it blends out across the skin. So I've done a little head count. I've looked here at what I'm getting rid of. So far I've just got 12 that I'm getting rid of, which seems like a lot. Like, I'm proud of myself for that, but looking at the ones that are kind of in question, this Matte Rescue, I think I'm actually gonna let that one go. I just don't really see myself using it. I'm not excited about it. It's sat around this long. I haven't reached for it, so that's gonna go. I think I am gonna keep this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Primer. It looks like I've used it like more than you would think. I've barely used that thing, so I want to use that some more. And reevaluating what's in the keep pile, I think I'm gonna let the Mally Perfect Prep Neutralizing Primer go, because on second thought, I've had that one for a long time. I said this was no mercy, right? I'm still looking at my keep pile and I'm thinking, what can I still get rid of? This e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer, I kind of feel like this has run its course. You know, I've tried it a lot. I know what I think about it. It's hard to tell with these products, but I feel like it's almost gone. So I think I'm going to go ahead and move this out and let myself focus more on the ones that I really want to be using. All right, everybody, here's a look at the pile that's going bye-bye. There are 15 primers in this chunk. And then here's a look at the keep pile. Just this stuff right here. That's going to be 16 primers staying in my collection. Although, am I being a little generous with even calling some of these cooling sticks primers? I mean, just storage-wise, that's the zone of my collection they're living in, but yeah, I kind of wished I got rid of more than I kept, but it's a very close line, and it's really almost half and half, which makes me kind of proud, right? But I very much feel that this was a no mercy process for me, because I got rid of some stuff right off the bat, and then I looked at the keep pile again, I got rid of more, so yeah, I think it was a good experience. Okay guys, here's what it looks like in my drawer now. I can see everything. We're like at one layer of primers in this basket instead of two. I got the Smashbox ones, all the tubey kind of primers there, the two in the pots, and here are the sticks, and check this out. That can move all the way back there. Like I said in my room tour video, I mean, we could play Twister here, we could have a dinner here, we could like sit our coffee mug right there. I don't know. What am I going to do with this space? But for now, I think I'll leave that here, because when I pull out the drawer, you know, I'm not always looking to reach back in. This was was satisfying, guys. Was it satisfying for you? Because I feel good about this. I feel I have a very manageable selection of primers, yet I was reminded of a couple video ideas. I got some that I'm holding on to for comparison's sake, and I think this is going to be a good thing. This, on the other hand, ugh. I can already tell you, concealer declutter's gonna hurt. I might have to bring in backup for that video. Like, my mom or Tyler could come in and just encourage me throughout the process, like, help me through it. That's what I might need. Anyway, thank you guys for watching my first ever declutter video. I hope it was good, and I will see you soon. Bye!